Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Tiki Hut Central, the podcast. We are direct today from our new Tiki Hut studios right here in Claremont, Florida. I'm your host, Ken Rose, and I'd like to introduce you to my producer over there. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Lisa Rose.
Say hi to everybody, Lisa.
Hi, everybody.
Nice to have you here, Lisa. You good?
Yeah.
All right.
I have a new location that I'm at.
Yeah, I think you're in Bora Bora or Bali
Fiji
Valley,
or
Fiji
somewhere.
or somewhere.
Looks
So,
nice.
It's cool.
So if anybody writes into the show later on, Lisa will send you a postcard from Fiji. And then to my left over here, we have a very special guest tonight. We have Miss Mandy Deal with North American Title. Hi, Mandy.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing tonight?
Good. Welcome.
Good, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, this is a crazy show, and a lot of stuff happens, and we just have to kind of go with it.
I'm going.
So remember, the only rule, no F-bombs.
Got it. I'm the fly by the seat of my pants type of gal, so I'm ready.
Excellent. Well, as everybody knows, at the start of every show, we like to share a beer. And tonight's beer, it comes directly from the southernmost point of Florida. It's called Key West Sunset Ale. It's an amber style, well, it's an American style amber ale.
It says original beer of the Conch Republic.
Yeah.
Sunset Ale, yeah.
5% alcohol. It could be 8% because I can't read that small. But we're going to bust these open
Five
and
is right.
give it a taste. And cheers.
Cheers.
I hope it's...
Cheers.
Cheers from a distance.
Yes.
Cheers from a distance.
It's good, but
I like it.
What do you think, Lisa?
it's good. We're flashing.
What are we flashing?
I don't know. Something not plugged in?
We shouldn't be flashing.
Yeah, battery thing's flashing.
Where?
I don't know.
I certainly haven't flashed
Oh,
anymore.
you know what? Check the check the computer. Check that plug on the computer there. No, on the block behind the computer. Make sure that's in. Everything's in.
Yeah.
What's flashing?
Nothing is on you guys, but okay.
All right, and you're not flashing the camera, right?
That's what I said. I did not do that.
Right.
That wasn't me.
Thank
I don't know what that was. It was when you had it on me. When it's
Although
on you guys,
we
it's
get a lot
fine.
more views. At
I know.
that.
I'm saying.
Oh.
It's like going to New Orleans, guys.
I know, right? right on. All right. Well, what do you think of the beer?
Actually, it's pretty good. I like it. It's to me, it's a little stout,
Stout.
but I like it.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, it's a second sip worthy for sure.
yeah. All right, probably
It's good.
a little bit colder, I guess.
I was going to say a little bit colder.
Well,
That's a little strong. It's not bad, though.
Well, you know, there was a guy that actually drove this up from Key West for us tonight.
Oh.
So we'll introduce him later.
During the storm?
during the storm, he came up. He came up in a rowboat.
He is the man, that's for sure.
Well, anyway, we are here live tonight with Mandy Deal with North American Title, and we're going to get to learn about Mandy. We're going to talk about title, which is very exciting, especially when things don't go right in the real estate business. And on another note, Mandy is also a closet realtor as well. So that makes almost every guest on the show has been a realtor that doesn't say they're a realtor. So
He pulled that one out of me.
So that's good to know. So Mandy, tell me what brought you to South Lake County?
So I came to South Lake County. I do not live in South Lake County. I came to South Lake County for work.
Mm-hmm.
So my daughter, playing softball the years growing up, she played a lot of travel ball out here. And so when I was looking for work, I found a job opportunity in this area, and I jumped on top of it. I would love to move out here, but the job is what brought me.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And you're in Dade City.
I live in Dade City, so I'm in Pasco County, and for all you naysayers, not all of us are bad.
Right. Well, you know, we already spoke with Mandy earlier that the requirement to live in Claremont is you must be a realtor.
That's right.
So she's all set on that, and I'm not asking any of my realtor friends to find her a house because she's on my show. Anyway, so you're originally from South Carolina.
That's correct. Yeah, I grew up in Tennessee, born in South Carolina. Moved here when I was about 14 years old.
Okay, so your parents brought you down here.
Yes, my dad worked for a huge cash register company, National Cash Register.
Oh, okay.
He was there 26 years as a salesman. Maybe the sales piece runs in the blood. I don't know.
Right.
But he was from Florida. So 4 years before retirement, they let him go.
came to Florida.
And we came to Florida for him to start a business with his brothers.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So family stuff, keeping the family together.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Yeah.
What do you miss about South Carolina? Because obviously you left as a teenager. So
Oh man, I tell you what, if somebody asked me right now if I would go back,
Right.
I'd leave without my stuff and just buy new stuff when I got there.
well, that's the end of the show, folks. Because Mandy's out of here. So I just,
No, everything. Seasons. I think that's my big thing. I miss the seasons. I like to have winter and spring and summer and fall.
Right.
I like to see the leaves change colors and not just brown. But I have to say, getting close, like in Claremont, getting closer to seeing all the hills, and
Right.
it does remind me a lot of South Carolina. That I will say, the lakes, the hills, it's
Yep.
cool.
Oh yeah, I mean, we'll get up in the back roads in 455 there in Sugarloaf Mountain, and it's a whole
beautiful.
other world.
Oh,
back
yeah.
there. It's super cool. So that's part of it. You're with North American Title,
I am with
Okay.
North American Title, yes.
and what do you do at North American Title?
So I am the business consultant. In layman's terms, I'm the marketing person. So I'm the sales rep for the office in Claremont. We do have several offices, so there are other reps as well. But I am the relationship builder. That's what I like to call myself. So I build the relationships with all of the fine folks in Claremont and Lake County.
Well, you're all over town. I mean, with your business leaders, your
Yep.
chamber functions. In fact, you just had a business after hours, right? Oh,
We did.
Okay.
We did at Ellie Lou's last Thursday. And thank you to everyone that came out. And for those that couldn't make it, we will definitely be doing it again. So
All right, cool. I actually missed it, and I meant to go, but she decided to leave town on me for a holiday weekend. So Lisa left Thursday for Dixon, Illinois.
Illinois.
Oh, okay.
I was out of sorts trying to figure out.
Spend time with family.
Yeah,
who
that's
I'm gonna
always
hang
good.
with. Yeah.
And we're going to blame you for him not being there. So
That's right.
Well,
That's what he just
got
did.
out to other events,
I
but
did
he
get
must
it.
have forgotten about that one.
and that makes me feel really good.
You could have not shown up at the show and said, "See, I told you."
That's
That's
true. That's true, but I wasn't going to do that.
Right. And now, title companies. I'm going to have you explain to our listeners why you need a title company and what a title company does to protect the seller and the buyer. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what title is?
So as far as title's concerned, I was telling Ken earlier, to me, it's probably not the most interesting thing, but a title company is important in a transaction selling and buying because it ensures that there are no defects or liens against title. And that is important, especially when you're taking over a payment to, it's one of the biggest purchases you can make in your life. And sometimes for people, it's such a huge thing to sell a home. Maybe it's a family home. So to have title insurance, it's so important. You want to make sure that there isn't anything that's going to defect the title so that once you purchase the property and spend that money or a life savings, that you have something that's going to protect you against it.
Right.
So what we do is we make sure that you're protected from past owners and any liens or encumbrances to the day of closing. And so that's how we work. If you don't have it, you have no recourse.
Okay.
And that's kind of like how I explain it to anybody. If you don't have title insurance, you don't have recourse for anything. Somebody could forget to pay a mortgage. Somebody could miss something on a title search that could be detrimental to you owning the property. If someone's passed away, it's very important that you use a title company to do a real estate transaction.
Right. Now, I have a story, but first I'm going to ask the question: why should a consumer use a title company instead of using their attorney?
An attorney.
So I will tell you, and that's a question that we get asked a lot. An attorney works specifically for who hires them. A title company works for all parties.
Okay.
So we don't have an interest in one person or another or one agent or another. We have an interest in everyone. Nothing wrong with attorneys, but they work for the client who hires them. So basically, you go as a buyer to an attorney, XYZ down the road, they're working for you. You go to a title company, and the title company is working for both the buyer and the seller.
So it's much more beneficial.
I think so.
Well, and to tell you my story, I sold these folks in town a couple of parcels out in Webster, and I recommended.
Well, that's close to my area.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
It's like right there.
yeah.
It's like right there. and I recommended a title company. I said, use so and so.
And it wasn't me?
You weren't here.
Oh,
So otherwise,
okay. Just making sure.
hell, I tried to
long
Google
time
you
ago.
and you don't exist on Google.
I told you were looking for the wrong person.
I should have checked the pictures in the post office. I may have found you there.
That's possible.
But they bought multiple parcels, and their attorney that they hired was supposed to do title search. After they closed on both properties, one of the parcels had a strip of land, 10 foot by 12 foot, or I don't remember the actual size, in the middle of their property that somebody else owned.
Yeah.
And it was like a nightmare to try and get their construction loans.
Oh yeah.
It was to get an appraisal because there was this swath of land in the middle of their land.
And you know, that's another thing. You bring up a great point. Your survey probably found that. When a survey was done, they can usually find easements or any kind of
Right.
any kind of things like that, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's important to have a title search done, have an underwriter do it. Again, you're getting a title policy for a reason.
Right.
You always can go back to that title company and say, hey, look, you insured this. It's your
Right.
turn to take care of it.
Right.
So
Right.
Well, you know, I agree with what you said. It's usually somebody's the largest purchase they're
Yeah.
ever going to make, unless they buy a bigger home or a more expensive property.
Yeah.
It's you're putting your life savings into this deal that.
And most of the time, that's what you find. You know, it's really cool when you see the first time home buyers because they're coming in, and a lot of times they're younger. But you wouldn't believe sometimes, you know, you have older folks who have never bought a home. They've either rented or lived with their children, and now it's time, and they're ready. And so, you know, it's definitely life changing. It's definitely a life changing event. So, yeah. And how did it work out for you, though?
I think they finally got it corrected.
Okay.
I believe they tracked down whoever had it, and they simply did some sort of a transaction.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you would have come to North
Oh.
American Title, you probably could have handled it for you. But
Well, and speaking of North American Title, one of the things that comes up is, especially on Lisa's side or my side when we delve into real estate, is people they go to Redfin, they see Zillow,
Oh, yeah.
they see all of these things that can be red flags. So my question to you is, why is it so important for a buyer to do business locally?
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I think that all parties should be represented, because I think sometimes people, I think sometimes people think they know what they're doing, and maybe they don't. And locally, those agents and those title companies know the area. They know the neighborhoods. Redfin and Zillow and the larger companies, they don't know what the local folks know. And that makes a difference. I mean, they're sitting in California somewhere, and here we are. What do they know? And no offense if you're in California and that's what you do, but they don't know Lake County.
Right.
So, and I believe it's important for everyone to be represented in the transaction.
Yeah, I think that says a lot. I think what happens with buyers and sellers whenever they are going into a transactional situation, I think that the hesitation. I mean, hesitation in my mind doing business locally isn't really hesitation. It's stupidity. It's well, I don't want people to know my financial situation. I don't want people to know the mortgage that I have on the property. I don't want people to know what I paid for the property. And the reality is, anybody can go into tax records and
That's
see,
what I was about to say.
whether you have 1 or 30 mortgages on the property and
That's
how much you
right.
paid and all of that. And so I think that people sometimes are short-sighted, saying, well, I don't want to do business local because I don't want people to know my business.
Well, that's the whole, it takes you back to the whole point of, people think they know what they're doing. And a lot of times they don't know the entire process of selling a house or buying a house on their own. Just like you said, because that was my next comment. We can look anybody up in public record and find out what they bought their house for with an address.
Right.
And when the last deed was recorded, and it's public record. So to me, it's important. Have someone local, let them know their surroundings, what they're doing. What
Right.
are the good schools? How does Redfin know what a good school is over here?
Sure. No, I agree.
I mean,
Right.
I agree.
How does Zillow know what a good school
Yeah.
is over here? Or what is the best restaurant? Where do you take your wife for your anniversary?
Exactly.
Somebody's got to know, and
Yeah.
they don't. Again, no offense to any of those companies, but
No. I can't agree more. I mean, one of the things about being in South Lake County, as you know, and we know, is the importance of relationships.
Oh yeah.
And you are so my question, next question is, what things do you find most valuable as a business consultant to get involved with, to keep your brand out there, to let people know who you are? What type of things do you do for your career that may help a listener out there in their career that doesn't know, they're working out of their garage and don't know what to do?
Honestly, I've said this since the start. It does make it a little more difficult for me because I'm not from here.
Right.
So when I started out here, there was tons of business consultants at different title companies who knew the area and they knew the people and they had relationships with the real estate agents. Nobody knew me. People don't like to do business with people they don't know or they don't trust. So I made sure that I stuck my face into every single thing I could possibly stick it in. I went to all the after hours functions. I introduced myself to everyone, anybody I could introduce myself to. I started doing whatever I could to join groups to better myself inside this community and do what I could to make a difference. And I think by doing that, it has really helped me along the way. It's been close to 2 years. October will be 2 years. And then I do these silly little things on Wednesdays called Appy Wednesday.
Well, yeah. Let's talk about that because
Happy Wednesday?
Appy Wednesday.
Because what I do with all of my guests that come on the show is I like to research them, and I go to their Facebook and I dig deep. And with Mandy, there was like a blank page. But
That's super cool. I can do that, isn't it? It's like magic.
But I caught Mandy's. Mandy was introducing an app today called the 1 Second app. I still don't know what the hell it is because I can't do anything in 1 second.
So it's called Everyday 1 Second.
All right, so go ahead, explain it.
So, and if you missed it, you can go back. It's Everyday 1 Second. I usually do a quick video, but this is a super cool app because I've had friends that have used it, but I've never really looked into it a lot. But being that we are in the state in which we are now, I think that if I would have known about this a year ago, I probably would have started. So what it does is each day you can record 1 second of your life, and you do that for a year, and it compiles each second into a video to show you what that year has done. There are other options inside the app that I probably haven't explored as much as I should, but I found that super cool. I'm like, we got to try this. So,
but how long is a second really?
That's like,
but really,
it's just like taking a picture, though, right?
But really, when you're done, it's 365 seconds.
Right.
That's a video.
But what did you say in a second today?
I mean, you could say anything in a second.
Okay. And then it kind of just
Hey.
compiles.
Having a great day. I mean,
Oh, all right, all right. So
yeah,
kind of
and watch the change.
diary.
You have to talk fast.
Really fast.
Okay.
Having a great day.
How's everybody doing? Yeah, or even if it's just, a snapshot of that 1 second of something you were doing that day.
Right.
And then watch the video after a year. And again, it's 365 seconds.
Well, you're always doing videos, so I
I'm
catch that.
trying.
I know that you've done some with Eileen.
I have.
all the
Yep.
time, and so you like the camera. Well,
I don't know if I like the camera, or the camera does not like me very much, but I don't know if I like the camera. I like the fact that, like the question you asked me, what is it that you do, to get yourself known and what you're doing here? And I think that was a way, especially during COVID, for me to keep my face out there. I was just starting to run, into new people and getting to meet everyone, and then COVID hit. And everything shut down. So that was a way for me to stay in touch with, or for people to at least still see my face and not forget who I was. Because like I said, people don't do business with people they don't know and trust.
No, I absolutely agree. And if I didn't go through what I went through, 2 years ago, I wouldn't be a face in the community.
Right.
Because that's something that somebody else had handled. And I'm always awkward when I have to talk one-on-one with somebody, like if I go to business after hours, I want to introduce myself, because I don't know how to make small talk, and so.
I don't know that any talk I do is small. I think that's the thing. Like, I could just have conversations for hours.
Right.
So for me, small talk's different. When I ask you how your day is, I really want to know how your day is.
Sure.
And I think that's, for me, maybe that's made a difference. I don't know. But I just keep doing what I've been doing because it seems to be working.
Yeah, I mean, we're out everywhere anyway, so we're always running into people that we know. I mean, I don't think And I know Claremont has what, 50,000, 60,000 people? Or
Oh,
something
yeah.
like that. But I think I know everybody, but I don't know anybody.
Well, you probably do know everybody.
Yeah.
Between you and I, we always run into somebody.
And
we
it's
know.
like that, smaller towns are that way.
Right. How did COVID affect title work and working with individuals?
So for me, because of the position that I have as a business consultant or sales rep, I couldn't get out anymore. Everybody was working from home. Real estate agents figured out, and still now have figured out, that they could work from home easier than going to their office. So why not, right? So I was sending out handwritten cards and
Oh, okay. So you're going old school.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
What do you do? I mean, first of all, we all have no idea what's going on, right?
Right.
And then I am going as a group, as a group of business consultants throughout our state of Florida. We had to figure out what was going to work. Sending little gifts and sending reminders and emails. And I can't tell you how many emails and phone calls I made just to check in and say, hello, how are you? Are you feeling okay? Is there something I can send you? COVID affected me in that aspect. But again, I could also see it from the other side of it, where it might have been a plus, because it did get me taken back old school to where sometimes business really does work good that way.
Were you guys doing some of the parking lot closings?
We didn't. What's funny is we stayed open.
I saw 2 title companies that were doing that in the
Yeah.
old building that we used to manage.
So I know a couple of title companies were doing outside closings. We did mobile closers who would go to people's homes, sit on their back porch, do their closings that way. Also, we stayed open. So plexiglass, face mask, and,
Okay.
closings that way.
Nice.
We only allowed the people who were actually in the closing and the closer to be there.
Right.
So at that time, agents were not coming, in
Right.
and out.
And all the family members. And,
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's a celebration, like we said.
Oh, yeah.
It's a huge thing. But now we're back to business, just almost as usual. So thankfully, COVID didn't put a huge dent into anything. And of course, we've all seen what the market has done.
Homes were still selling during COVID.
I
It's
mean,
crazy.
almost maybe just as much as they are now.
Right.
So
Well, and everybody likes to look into the future. So where do you see the real estate industry going over the next couple of years? Right in South Lake County, where you are primarily based.
So that's like me pulling out my crystal ball. I mean, things totally, they change day to day. We all know the inventory is low right now. People, so many real estate agents. So people are looking. I know, right? Like you said, open the door, throw a rock.
Right.
Everybody in this room might be.
I know. I saw that. Right.
Your 15-year-old out there may be a real estate agent. We don't know.
We're not sure yet.
She's working on it.
But honestly, I don't see any decline in the next little bit, but I am not an expert. Okay. Let me just put that out there. I'm not an expert. I do not know everything. I do not have a crystal ball. I don't see it slowing down anytime soon. What's happening is everybody that could do a refinance has pretty much done it. Okay. I mean, they did that during COVID. They were fixing their homes. They were taking out money. Some people were losing their jobs, but I do see that we need more resale homes. And I see that builders are no longer taking waiting lists. So I don't see it slowing down. I just don't know when it's going to level off.
Well, that was a discussion that I had with Joe Carlisle and talking to him about the housing market, because the housing market today, a lot of people are priced out.
Oh, yeah.
Starting in the 400s, starting in the 300s.
Oh, yeah.
And so I said to Joe, really, somebody has to come up with affordable housing, and not the way the government talks about affordable housing.
Right.
I would like to see a subdivision or subdivisions where homes are priced from $150,000 to $200,000. They're 3-2 starters.
Like they just were a couple of years ago.
Well, yeah.
A couple of months ago. I mean, even then.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is that there's such a high demand for all the materials to build these homes.
Well, because of COVID, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But
So, that's an issue. I don't know when we're going to see that or if we will. But
Well-
again, I'm not, I don't read the future, but that's my opinion. I do know, like, they're set to build a bunch of homes in the county where I live, in an area where there's this beautiful lake and people just don't want the homes there. And, with 1,100 people a day moving into the state of Florida, guess what, guys?
Got to come somewhere.
They got to go somewhere.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, I get it. I just think that to build those starter homes in subdivisions, and then you have to set guidelines so that, let's say you're a first-time home buyer and you just moved in, you paid $175 or whatever the number is. The guideline would be you'd have to stay in that house for a minimum of 3 years, and the house can only increase in value based on inflation or something like that. So that it's kind of rent controlled, kind of. But I don't know what the answer is.
I don't know what the answer is either, and talking to my lender friends, they tell me every day guidelines change with lending. Right. And certainly through COVID, they change on a regular basis,
sure.
Almost daily. So I don't know the answer. I just know that with that many people a day moving into the state of Florida, we got to do something.
We're going to sink into this.
I just feel like, too, with this high, the cost of homes the way they are now, what builder is going to want to take that on where they're going to sell it for $175 versus $325?
Well, that's the thing.
They want more money in their pockets, too.
Everybody does. And that's why people are.
It's hard to go back now once it's up this high.
And that's why people are selling their own homes. They think, well, again, I'm going to make more money, so I'm going to sell my own house. I don't have to pay somebody else to do it for me. Well, guess what? That's great.
Right.
But like we were saying, even if we were to sell our home, where would we go?
That's the thing.
You may pocket a lot, but then you're going to have to spend a lot.
I agree.
So.
I want to move to Claremont, and if I were to sell my house, where am I going?
Lisa, give her your business card.
Yeah, because you're the only real estate agent I know.
That's right. That's right. Well, something has to give eventually.
It does.
But I think title is very important, and people have to, again, do business locally. That's what we always talk about on every show. Shop locally, do everything you can locally. And we just had a discussion. Lisa and I had a discussion the other day about catering an event, and I was like, well, let's use a local business. And there's a lot of franchises around, and I'm a franchise, I guess, but I'm still an individual owner, operator thing. And because we always spend money locally.
Sure.
And so that's what we encourage.
That's one of the reasons why we chose Ellie Lou's as a spot for our after hours. I know, as a matter of fact, I don't even know if they're a member of the Chamber of Commerce, but I'm hoping that they will become one. They're great people. They do great things. And actually, a few months back, I put out an app about Shop Local. So you can put a zip code into this app and find locally owned businesses where you're actually able to go out and purchase things from them as opposed to the big chains. So it really does help. I know we were doing the circus for the South Lake Business Leaders when we did the after hours. And one of my suggestions was, why don't we buy gift cards from our local vendors who had been, suffering through COVID.
Right.
So that we can use those as raffle items. And in turn, if they would like to donate something to us food-wise to get their name out there, let's do it. And I think it seemed to work okay.
No, it worked great. I know Goombas was out there.
Yeah.
And,
don't get me wrong. I wasn't the only idea maker. My suggestion just was, why don't we buy local gift cards from local businesses and let's get it going.
That was definitely, that worked. That worked because it's local businesses. It seems to me that it's always the businesses that can't quite afford to donate to that event or to sponsor that event that wind up doing it.
All the time.
And so it's a way of saying thank you. And I think it's an awesome thing to do, really.
I think it's like people who have a lot on their plate and don't say no.
Right.
And they continue to, help and do what they can. And those are the people that are like the true fighters for the community.
Right.
So I believe in that for sure.
I know every time my phone rings, it's Renee. Ken, I got an idea. I'm like, okay, I got you covered.
Renee's always got good ideas.
She's always got ideas.
She's always got
so many
ideas.
ideas.
How does she sleep at night? Her mind just
I don't think she does, but I don't know. We'd have to ask her.
But you know what? Everybody knows Row Chiropractic because every place she goes, everything she does is row,
That's
row,
right.
row. And I always said, I said it years ago that I wish Dr. Rowe would fire Renee.
What
because
do you
she
want
would
her
be
to do?
a great marketing rep for Minuteman Press.
Listen, I'll tell you what.
I mean,
I see pictures of the things she does on a regular basis, and
it's
I know
crazy. All
I
the
mean,
time.
I don't know how she has time to sleep.
know.
What wonderful work she does for the community. I'm proud to be a South Lake business leader.
Right? Damn
and,
straight.
and to know her. And I don't know how she does it.
Right.
So
She's
shout
phenomenal.
out to Renee for sure.
Woo! Give it up.
Yeah,
She must jump up in the middle of the night and run out. I got an idea. I got to write this down.
she's got it.
All the time.
She's got
Or
to.
she texts me.
yeah.
But so we've talked about title, but who is Mandy Deal? So Mandy Deal.
I don't know.
So you have some people that you know in Dade City that you cohabitate with.
I do. I do.
What do you got going on out
I
there?
do. So I am married to my husband, David Deal. We live in Dade City. I do have a daughter. She does not live with me. She's almost 22. She lives in Newport Richey, has a great brand new house, great job, just graduated college. I have 3 stepdaughters. 19 is Alexis. 9 is Masha, not Marsha. And 11 is Vivian. I know. Marsha.
Masha.
And 11 years old is Vivian. So we have a little age gap. I love where I live. I think it's time for a change.
Right.
And this would be the change that I would be looking
Sure.
for. So, yeah.
But they're still in school over there in Dade City. Also,
Actually,
so.
the 2 younger ones, they live in Venice. So,
Okay.
yeah, so we have them every other weekend. And the sad part is about that, when they're closer, like they were, you can go to school functions easy and
Sure,
make
sure.
a visit for lunch. So we get them every other weekend. So we try to make time to make sure that we're doing the best we can
Right.
with them when we have them.
Nice.
Well, I mean, I think on the weekends that you don't have them, we actually have a 15-year-old that's available for rent.
Listen, I'm telling you, I've already done that bit.
Right, I know.
So
and then you mentioned while we were talking earlier that your daughter played a lot of softball and did a lot of travel.
Oh, my
ball.
gosh.
So you were out here a lot.
Yes.
You probably played over at Dot's Stadium.
Oh, yeah. Dot Richardson.
Dot.
Yeah.
'Cause I knew Dot when Dot was like here.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. We, from the time my daughter was about 7 years old until she went off to college, we have been just about everywhere with her playing travel softball. Thankfully, it paid off, though. She went to school on a softball scholarship.
Sweet.
And Mama didn't have to pull any money out of the pocket for college. So
Nice.
that was great. Proud of her. Proud of her. But I've been just about everywhere. But I have been to this field, National Training Center. I can't even
Way too many
count.
times, right?
As a matter of fact, it's
I know the
funny.
feeling.
My daughter now, she coaches at a Pasco County High School. She's an assistant coach for a softball
Oh, so she's
team.
giving back.
Yeah,
That's great.
So they were just here for the state tournament. They were in the state championship game, and I went there to watch her coach.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, so it was
Very
cool.
cool.
What did she major in? Just curious.
Business management. She wanted to go to law school. She said, "Mom, I really want to go to law school." And I said, you do what you want to, but it's a lot of loans. But I encourage you to do whatever you want and however you feel. And she called me up the other day and said, I don't really think I want to do that. And then, a week later, she wants to get her master's. So
Wow.
Nice.
I think she's aiming in the direction of pharmaceutical sales. And
Yep.
then she can take care of me. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
so then we'll be fine.
yeah.
I understand pharmaceuticals. I mean, so,
Yes, our Key West Sunset Ale.
yes, absolutely. So your daughter played softball.
Yep.
So what are some of your hobbies or passions? What did you do as a kid?
So I actually played softball
You did?
and traveled around the United States.
Oh,
What
position?
I pitched,
Oh,
and my daughter was a
Wow.
pitcher.
oh, geez.
And I also played second base. My daughter was a shortstop and a pitcher. She was a much better ball player than I ever was. I hope she's not watching. But-
Well, she may not, but now when she gets home, she's gonna.
I know.
Show you up.
So I traveled with a team out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Then we moved to Florida. I played for the Clearwater Bombers for a while.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. So, and we went everywhere, national tournaments, Kansas City. I mean, I have been to so many places you wouldn't believe.
So softball's your mojo
Yeah.
there.
When I figured out my daughter could catch and throw, I was like, do you want to play? And She was like, yeah. And I said, oh my God, this is going to be great. I was so excited. So that's what we did for the rest of her life.
Are you in any adult leagues or anything?
Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? No.
No?
I just played slip and slide kickball this past weekend at a 4th of July party, and I couldn't walk the next day.
See, I've seen that, and I'm like, that's going to throw a hip out and back down.
I'm telling you right now,
no.
I could not walk the next day. And this morning I was getting a water bottle out of my car and pulled my quad. Like you reach a certain age and it's like, dude, you got to slow down.
I did a 5K with my sister on Saturday, and the next day I thought I was going to die.
I'm telling you.
Every muscle in my legs were aching.
I know. It's awful. The older we get, the worse it gets. That's for sure.
Well, that's, a light bulb just went off in my head because we do so many events all the time to raise money for stuff, and everybody has the golf events, which golf sucks ass because
I can't play golf.
I've taken lessons.
He's
tried
good at
playing.
Top Golf of just whacking the ball.
Golf.
He's great there.
Or if there's a windmill or a clownfish,
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Like putt-putt. I like that. Yeah.
But what would be cool, see, knowing that you can pitch now, is if we did a softball charity fundraiser that the business leaders could do a softball event, a round robin kind of thing.
I think that's
Renee,
great.
are you watching?
I hope she is, because let me tell you, I had already contacted for another group that I'm involved with, the Women's Council of South Lake. I had already contacted the police department in Claremont to see if they would get involved, and they were like, we're all over it. So we could almost do something, the South Lake business leaders versus the police department.
Damn
Yes.
I think it would be a lot of fun, and I think people will come out and watch.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not saying that I could get back to my pitching self.
Well, that's okay.
But I
It
can
doesn't
play.
have to be that fast. So, but, I mean,
Well, you want to be able to hit it, right?
well,
Right.
That would be a lot of fun to
I
watch.
think it would be fun.
Yeah.
That, or, I mean, we could do slip and slide kickball.
oh, hell no. Hell no.
I mean, it was fun.
There aren't enough ambulances in the county to back up to that.
Believe it or not, nobody got hurt. I was really
See,
surprised.
I always think somebody throw a knee out or your back out because you slam down and
You just have to know how to gracefully slide. You know?
if I'm on
There's
the
just
ball
a little
field,
grace to it.
He's like, nah.
And there was soap on the slip and slide, so
Right.
that always makes things easier.
Oh gosh.
But so softball is your thing. See, that's good to know, everybody. So I've already claimed her for my team. Should we have a thing going on here?
Chuck Gainsford, if you're watching, you'll have to be on our team too, because
Oh, right.
Chuck does know my softball background.
Oh, he does.
Chuck does. He's probably the only one.
Wow.
So he might want to be on our team too.
Wow. See, see, and Chuck was in the printing business too.
Now that I didn't know.
Yeah, Chuck was involved with printing years ago too. So
I didn't know
that's
that.
how Chuck and I connected.
Chuck's really cool. He took me under his wing when I came out here with the Chamber of Commerce, and he introduced me to a lot of people.
Yeah, Chuck knows everybody.
He really does, and I can't give enough thanks to him. And he just had a birthday.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I felt terrible. I called him yesterday and said, my God, I missed your birthday. I owe you lunch, and I'm so sorry.
It's so
And
hard to keep track of everybody's
is.
birthdays, anniversaries.
It is.
I mean,
it is hard.
Your pet's birthday.
And you have to, I know, like, I don't even know.
Something.
I don't know when my dogs were born. I don't think I really know.
Yeah.
Does that make me a bad mom?
We have a funny comment
Oh.
I just saw from Corey.
Oh,
He says, "Hey, it's Mandy Deal. I have videos of her singing karaoke last week, and I'm not afraid to use it."
tell Corey,
boy.
I wish he would.
Corey.
Oh, that's probably when I was singing Baby Got Back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
I did a little rendition of Baby
Yeah,
Got
a
Back.
little Sir Mix-a-Lot.
There was a few songs I sang, so he might have a couple.
Right. Well, which brings us but before we get into that, your musical career.
Oh, jeez. Trust me, that is so not me.
So I gave you a couple of questions in advance that I usually don't give people.
Okay.
And one of the things was, if you could turn back time and talk to your 18-year-old self, what advice would you give yourself?
As soon as I thought about that question, I knew that I could not give that answer on air. So I'm going to say that first.
Tune in later.
Maybe we'll be off air.
It'll be her 1 second thing.
Right. Honestly, I spent a lot of time, I had my daughter when I was 20, and I spent a lot of time really thinking the negative. And I had to turn that around to the positive. I wasted way too much time. So if I had to go back, as young as I was, I would tell myself to remain positive as much as possible. I mean, there's no sense in, peeing in somebody's Cheerios every day.
Right.
And so I have totally turned that around. I think that I'm a positive person. If I could go back, I would have done it for a lot longer.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's important. My kid brother makes fun of me all the time because he's like, Ken, you think everything's rainbows and unicorns and white picket fences, and I'm like, yesterday's over, and
That's true.
It could have been a great day or a bad day. It's over. So when I wake up today, it's up to me to make it my best day.
That's true.
If this is the day that I have, it may be the only day I have.
That's true.
So that's why I try to get Mandy in here to come talk, because I may not be here tomorrow. So
Right. And, I can talk so good.
right. You see?
I'm doing so well.
You're doing so well. You're doing so well.
I'm proud of myself.
Your English is right on the money. So.
And you guys are so cute because you match. You match the water with your blue, and she matches the sand.
Well, when we're in
You're
the
like so
when we're in the
coordinated with
tropics,
that background.
it's huge.
And
out
it is
here.
hot. It's hot out here.
It is actually it is hot in here. I don't know if the air's working, not working. I don't know what the hell's going on here.
Well, no, there's no air out here.
Oh, right. Well, it's the breeze. It's the
That's
tropical
right,
breeze
right.
blowing in off of the Pacific
That's right.
or Atlantic, wherever the hell we are. Wherever we are, we're having fun. The other question I ask people is, if you could have a billboard with a saying, it could be something inspirational. It could be something like, off the wall. What would your billboard say? What would you want people to see when they drove down the road?
Honestly, it's so funny because for anybody that does know me, even just a little bit, I tell the corniest dad jokes ever.
Oh.
And I do that because usually people remember, corny jokes.
All right, well, go ahead. The stage is
Oh,
yours.
yeah. Put me right on the spot there. Now I forget every single one I've got.
You brought it up.
I know
just
I
sitting
did.
here.
I sure did. So let's go for this one. What did the police officer say to the belly button?
I have no idea.
No idea.
You're under a vest.
Oh,
Wait.
There it is. Okay, I got another one for you. What did the left eye say to the right eye?
What's that?
Between you and I, something really stinks.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Oh, well. I'm learning my buttons.
That's okay.
Well, this is why Mandy works in a title and not in comedy.
That's right. Listen, if my brother was here now, we would be rolling.
We'd have a whole show.
Yeah, but no, it's funny because I really did think about that question,
Right.
and I was going to say something like smile or have a great day, but
Right.
really, honestly, like if you know me, I really do say the corniest dad jokes all the time. All the people I work with know it, and sometimes even at the South Lake Business Leader meetings, I just say the dumbest joke.
But you have to, because that's how people get to know you.
Yeah, well, and people remember that,
So.
and I really truly believe in being remembered.
Right. Well, because the first couple times that I saw you at South Lake Business Leaders meeting, because I try to read people. I can't, that's why I've been married 4 times. But but in looking at you, and I'm like, well, she's very professional and she carries herself very professionally. I don't know. She's in title business. Is she stuffy? Is she fun? Is she? You don't know.
Right.
You don't know. But fortunately, we had a big event, Boots and Bunnies.
Yes.
And
Yes.
there was a great time there.
Yeah.
Great time had by all. And I found out there that you like to sing.
Although not well, yes, I do.
So talking about music, one of the questions I like to ask everybody is, what was the first concert you went to?
New Kids on the Block.
Oh.
well, I was
Yeah.
Debbie Gibson.
Oh, Debbie Gibson. Okay.
Oh, see, and Debbie Gibson was great too. I grew up going to a private Catholic school in Tennessee. So I went kindergarten through 8th grade, and just after 8th grade's when we moved here. My mother worked with a woman at the same Catholic school that I went to, whose daughters were just a little older than me, and she'd bought tickets for them to go to New Kids on the Block. So she asked my mom, can Mandy go with us? I remember thinking that was the best day of my life. And now I look back and go, and no offense to New Kids on the Block, but now
Right.
I look back and go, that was totally not the best day of my life.
What is a 14-year-old, right? Or
Oh my
13,
God, no, I wasn't
14?
even 14. I must have been
I finally
maybe
saw
11
them.
or 12.
Okay.
Just a few years ago, I finally saw them.
Yeah, I was
Right.
maybe 11 or 12, I think.
But did the hormones kick in and say, wow, they're so cute?
Oh,
Yeah, all
yeah.
that
They
kind
were
of stuff.
cute.
Which one was your favorite?
Joey?
Joey?
Oh, I like
think
Jordan.
Joey's still
Joey
cute.
McIntyre, right? Joey
Yeah.
McIntyre, yeah.
Yeah, he
I was a Jordan lover.
Yeah.
And Donnie.
Oh,
Jordan
Donnie. Donnie has always been cute.
Yeah.
Still is.
So NKOTB.
Yeah.
First-
I had the posters and the shirt.
Oh, there you
but-
go. First record or album or CD that you bought?
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hard one. 'Cause
Oh, I will tell you that I had the Lionel Richie record on vinyl. My brothers are older than me. I have two. And I inherited one of their stereos when he went off to college. So I can't remember the name of the Lionel Richie record I had, but I used to play that thing on repeat on a regular basis. So thank God we had an upstairs and a downstairs. So my mom and my dad hated music. He was Baptist. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but he really did hate music.
wow.
That's the religious segment for the show. Thank you.
and I'm sorry because I didn't mean to bring that up.
No, that's fine.
I did not because we already had this discussion. I so didn't mean to bring that
No,
up.
it's good. It's good. It's right on the money.
So, yeah.
I'm still hung up on Catholic schoolgirls because
I
what's
know.
run through my mind.
And D-Light, Groove is in the Heart.
Okay, yep. Okay,
That was one of
D-Line.
my first CDs.
Okay.
The Christmas I got my CD player.
Ah.
But yeah, I'm a big Pat Benatar fan.
Yeah. So where did that come from? Because I know when we did Boots and Bunnies, you
I
were
have no
dying
idea.
to sing Pat Benatar.
So let me
and we
tell
just
you.
didn't have it in the catalog of songs to play.
So I cannot sing, and we all know this, or at least most of us do. But I can tell you that I've probably sang that song in 10 different states with 10 different bands, and I have no idea who any of them are. I've just gone up to them and said, "Can you play this? Would you let me sing it?" And they're like, "Yeah." So I have done it. Where did Pat Benatar come from, and why I love her so much? I can't even. I don't know.
Wow.
I just do.
Yeah, because she hit the scene in 80, 81. She's actually from Long Island. She's from Lindenhurst, Long Island. And in fact,
So is Debbie Gibson.
well,
She's from Long Island.
Debbie Gibson's from Long Island too.
Yep.
And she broke when MTV broke.
Yeah.
So she was the first female musician in heavy rotation.
So I don't know if it was growing up with older brothers, the Motley Crue, and listening to all the older music, like to this day.
Older music.
Well, I say that because for me,
Just date me, why don't you?
well, no, because for me, when really became big, I was probably 2 or 3 years old.
Right.
So with the older brothers, I kind of was getting into being able to hear
Hair bands and stuff like that.
what they were listening to. Now, I will tell you, on another side of Mandy, where I live in Dade City, just down the road is Zephyr Hills, where they used to hold.
Where you went to high school.
That is where. How did you know?
Zephyr
Is that
Hills High School.
Must be on my Facebook page.
It's on your Facebook page. The
Well,
only thing I know about you.
so isn't that funny? So that's the way I like to keep it. No, I'm just kidding.
She's like, how'd you?
No, they used to hold. It was almost like a mini version of Woodstock. They called it Livestock. And I don't know if any of you know who Bubba the Love Sponge is.
Oh, Bubba, yeah.
yeah. He was
Bubba.
such a jerk.
Yeah, well,
He's mad.
he was for sure. But this was his event. So for like 15 years, they put on a weekend-long event where like Tesla and, 9 Inch Nails and all those bands would come out
Sure.
and camp for the weekend, and you just have a blast. I mean, I went to that concert as many times as I could go.
Wow.
So
Nice.
I have a big genre of music I like, but I got to tell you,
Did you hear about the show that's coming up in Daytona
is that the one?
with Metallica and like
Somebody just told me about that.
Yeah.
And
It's like
Stained.
4 or 5
Stained is
days
going to
long.
be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to go to
Oh
that.
my gosh.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
that's- Hopefully we'll get to a concert eventually. I mean, we were supposed to go to Def Leppard last year.
Oh,
And then they pushed it off to this year. Now we hear it's next year.
I don't, and
We're
it's-
going eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually, we're going to go see them playing with walkers, and it depends. They'll be their sponsor. I mean.
Oh, that's how I felt when ZZ Top. Okay, so ZZ Top was
Mm-hmm.
at the Hard Rock Casino in Tampa, and
Oh, yeah.
because of where I live,
the
I'm-
other day, right?
Yeah. This
Yeah.
was like last week.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, I'd like to go just to see their beards because
Sure.
I remember when I was a kid, and it was Legs.
Legs, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm like, I would love to go and just see if their beards still look like they used to. That's a long time. Those guys have to be really old, right?
Yeah. Those guys are in their 70s.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they started in 68, 69. So, and the you know the story of the Beards, right?
No, I want you to tell
okay.
me the story.
Frank Beard is the drummer.
Okay.
He doesn't have a beard. And ZZ Top took a hiatus. And the two other guys,
Mm-hmm.
Dusty Rhodes and Billy Gibbons, during their hiatus, grew these beards. And so when they got back together again,
Ah.
it was a whole beard
was a
thing.
thing,
It was a
yeah.
thing. And then, of course, again, MTV.
Oh, yeah.
81, 82. I think ZZ Top's Eliminator came out in 83. That was Legs, and she got
See,
Legs.
I was so
and all
young
this other
then
stuff.
still.
But they were a staple of MTV
Yeah.
because they had the girls and they did the whole
the legs.
the legs. And, that's what they did. It was
That was like
super
the
cool.
thing. And REO Speedwagon, those guys, they're getting up there too.
They're in their 70s. They're from Rockford, I believe.
Well, my cousin just saw them a week ago,
Right.
but the lead singer passed away a couple years ago, so she said there's a new guy.
No, for REO.
Yeah.
No. Kevin Cronin's the lead.
I
singer.
didn't
He
know
wasn't the one singing.
He
she
wasn't
said.
there.
No.
I
thought he passed
maybe he wasn't
away.
available. Well, you'll have to Google Kevin Cronin.
Yeah, now I'm interested to know too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know
She
that.
said it wasn't him. She's like, they don't sound the same. And
That's
her
interesting.
boyfriend said that's not the lead singer.
That is interesting.
Yeah, because they were college friends and got together and formed the band REO Speedwagon. And Kevin Cronin woke up one night, had this song in his head, and sat down at the piano, and that's where "Keep On Loving You."
What a great
So
song.
it's a phenomenal song.
What a great song.
But a great band. I saw them. Well, I've seen them a few times, but I saw them on a Carnival cruise ship, and they were literally probably 15 feet because Carnival cruise ships they're super small, and they were right there, and it was great,
The last concert I went to, my husband took me over to City Walk to see Chevelle, and that was awesome.
Yeah.
So that was
any of those small venues.
yeah, that was a great show. We had a good time, and that was the November before COVID. So we had a good time.
But Pat Benatar's your
Yeah, I've never seen her in concert, but I'll tell you what, before I die, it's happening.
the voice is phenomenal. I mean, her voice is just outrageous.
Amazing.
But her parents, I think her mother did opera, sung opera, if I'm correct. Maybe she
or
did-
maybe it was both of the
maybe.
parents.
But yeah, they were super talented.
Yeah, for
so,
sure. I just keep telling myself one day,
One day.
and
It looks like he did not.
Right. I
Okay.
think so.
He's 69.
Right.
okay,
But
So is it "Hit Me With Your Best Shot"? Is that the one you do?
that's the one.
That's the one.
That's
I
the
think that's the karaoke one everybody does.
Yeah, but everybody doesn't do it like I do it.
Right.
Not that I do it well, but everybody just doesn't do it. At my own wedding, I made the DJ play the song so I could sing it.
Right. Oh wow.
Yeah, I know. Does that
I sang at our wedding.
does that make me a bad person?
Hell no.
Oh, okay.
Hell no. Look, my issue with weddings, and I'm an expert in weddings because, well, I've been married a few times, but but I was a bartender at a country club where we had weddings all the time, and I would. And we would always have a meeting with the bride and the groom before the actual wedding because we'd have the catering manager and the bartenders and whatever. And I would tell everyone the same thing. And I would say, this is the biggest party of your life.
Oh yeah.
So treat it like a party.
Mm-hmm.
If you are uptight, if something doesn't go your way, you're going to have a miserable time.
I agree.
And all this is a party.
Yeah.
So celebrate, drink, have fun, and do it. Because you're spending a lot of money.
I agree.
Especially today, people finance their weddings over 15 years with a second mortgage or whatever.
Well, that's because they have to change their dress 9 times before the wedding.
Yes. Multiple dresses.
By the way, you could not. I mean, you couldn't force me to spend $35,000 on a wedding dress.
No, it's
oh,
I mean, that's
No.
insane.
It's
absolutely.
You watch those shows, right? Where it's like,
Oh, yeah.
say yes to the dress.
we have a lot of guilty pleasures.
Oh my goodness. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Married at First Sight, 90 Day Fiance.
Oh, but that's amazing because you know why? Like, who seriously is going to sign up to just marry somebody they just
I
don't
know.
I would do it.
Would you really?
Absolutely.
See, that says a lot.
Not
because,
now.
Well, not
Oh,
now.
she said, no, not today.
No. But, no.
You're in a relationship now.
But yes, I
He has
would.
said before he would have done that.
I would have done it because the only issue, there's a lot of issues with all of those people that do that, but if you have a physical attraction to the person that you're marrying,
Sure.
the physicals, it's like wow, everything that the experts have done as far as your social, your religion, your hobbies, your work, all of these things they compile your personality
Yeah.
to get you guys to match. Like, this person has a strong religious background, this person does too, they'd be a good match, or kids. Or
But don't
Some-
they say opposites attract?
well, that happens too, but
But some of them,
combustible too.
everything falls into place perfectly, but they don't have that connection,
Yeah.
that physical attraction.
Yeah.
We love it though because it lets us know how great our lives are.
Oh, that's true. But that's half the reason why I watch TikTok. So just
I can
love
only stand-
TikTok.
I can only stand so much.
She got me into TikTok.
yeah. Well, to the TikTok thing for me is like the mindless. I'm about to go to sleep, and
Right.
it really gets me to like not have to worry about whatever I was worrying about before.
I love the animal ones.
Oh yeah,
I have tons of those in my
those are good
feed.
ones. Those are good ones.
They're
Well,
funny.
we're gonna play my this or that game,
Okay.
and we're gonna see who you are.
All right.
All right. So, ocean or pool,
Pool.
country or city?
That's a tough one. I like a little bit of both, but if I have to choose, I'm going city.
City. Ice cream or popsicles?
Popsicles. Oh, wait a minute. It depends on where the ice cream is from. So ice cream.
Okay. All right. Now, do you prefer soft serve ice cream, or do you have a special flavor you like?
Oh my gosh, the cake batter ice cream
Oh,
from
jeez.
Cold Stone?
That's it.
Oh.
I love that one.
The graham cracker crust in it. Of
Oh.
course, you can see why
Lisa knows her ice cream.
She
Yes.
said cake batter. I'm like, that's Cold Stone.
It's so
and
good.
I haven't been there in years, but
Yeah, it's good.
Oh,
I
it's
haven't
my
been there in a
favorite.
long time either, but it's
to die
my
for.
favorite. Yes. Yes.
we'll get you back there. Hot dogs or hamburgers?
You know what? I like both.
I know that's a tough one.
I mean, I just want. Can I have one of each?
Sure.
Okay.
Puppies or kittens?
Oh, puppies for sure.
Puppies.
Yeah, I have 3.
Oh, you have 3? Yeah, we have 3 also. They're older, and when they go, we're celebrating.
Dogs are a lot of work.
They're-
I mean,
they're
really, they
tremendous
are.
all the
Yeah,
time.
I have 3: Chihuahua, Pit Bull, Great Dane.
Oh, geez.
Tough job,
You
but
have like 3 sizes. At least you know if somebody crapped in the house who it was.
let me tell you something. If you want to talk about that, I mean, it's
Holy
like
moly.
that Great Dane's like a person literally
Yeah.
squatting in the middle of your living room. So it is. I'm letting you know now. If you don't want that,
our dogs have close to the same size, so
Right.
we're like, who was it?
Yeah.
Who was it?
no,
Who was
it's
in
not hard
that
to tell in
room?
my house. The Chihuahua's like this, and and the Pit Bull's like this, and the Great Dane's like, my God, honey, what happened?
Great Dane's like, one you need a teaspoon, one you need a spatula, and the other you need a shovel.
Oh
for.
God, maybe even bigger. Maybe even bigger. This conversation has turned quick.
It always does. It always does. Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Red wine or white?
Red.
Red. Now, do you drink red because it makes you feel sophisticated? Because I've tried red and I can't grasp red. 'Cause
Well, you just didn't ask me if I liked anything else. You just said red or
well,
white.
what else do you like?
I really try to stick with wine because of my heart, because it's
Okay.
more heart healthy. Obviously, drinking is not healthy. So please, if anyone's listening, I'm not saying go out and drink. This is a public service announcement. Don't do it. I just like the taste of red better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't comment because of her 8 boxes of wine in her car today. It's how
Yeah.
it is.
The ones with the spout.
Oh, to the spout. E.T. or Gremlins?
E.T.
E.T.
Yeah.
Flip flops or tennis shoes?
Oh, flip flops all the
Oh.
way.
All right. Facebook or Instagram?
Facebook.
And finally, Home Depot or Lowe's?
I'm going to go Lowe's because they offer a great discount to our military veterans.
Okay.
Aw.
I think that's
Yeah.
great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm going
I
Lowe's.
think they have a better selection.
And I think
They
people
cater
are-
more to homeowners.
Yeah, and they're
right?
more willing to help you when you go in the store.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't find anybody at Home
Well,
Depot.
sometimes.
Right. Well,
I guess it's the one you go to.
Yeah, whenever I'm walking, somebody's walking all the way down away from me.
Yeah.
Hey!
Yeah.
Oh,
What
we
aisles
have
is
to
it?
ask her the
Go ahead, ask.
spice question.
Oh, we have a spice question.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I
Like
don't know
Spice
how to
Girls?
say it. You,
Like
you
Spice
ask.
Girls?
You ask.
Okay, so you get a phone call and you love to sing.
Okay.
That's your thing.
Okay.
And you get a phone call from the Spice Girls manager.
Okay.
That they only have 4 Spice Girls.
Oh,
And
no.
they need you to be a Spice Girl.
Oh, yeah.
What is your Spice name?
Sporty Spice.
No, there is a Sporty Spice.
Oh, you want me to be a different one?
What,
Yeah.
What would be your Spice Girl
Oh, my
name?
gosh.
I think I named him Snorri Spice.
Oh, man, that is so hard. Probably, see, I'd rather other people come up with these names for me.
I came up with Country Spice for
Country Spice.
for Brian.
Brian Country
And he
Spice.
loved it.
Maybe I'm, wow. How long is this camera going to last?
Well, you can give that some thought.
I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to get back to you on that one.
Caught her off guard.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Well,
Maybe we'll be Tiki Spice.
Tiki
Oh,
Spice,
yeah, there you
Tiki
go.
Spice.
There you go.
Well, on that note, just a couple of more things.
Sure.
Where can people find you?
People can find me at North American Title in Claremont. Let me give you my phone number. It is 407-466-5253. Call me anytime. I always say this. If you need me, you know where to catch me. And what I mean by that is we don't have to specifically be working on a deal together for me to help you and answer questions. Also, my email is adeal, like let's make a deal, at nat.com. So you guys can catch me there. Office 352-243-0533.
What about Facebook?
And we know you're on Facebook.
Oh, Facebook,
so-
Mandy Deal, MandyDeal. North American Title has a Facebook page as well. I do have, and this is why you couldn't find any background information on me, I do have another Facebook page, but
we don't have to put it out there if you don't want to.
We don't have to put your personal page.
we'll keep that one
Yeah,
private
yeah.
for now. Maybe the next time when I come up with my
once she has her Spice Girls name, we will invite her back for the next show.
Yeah.
But
that'd be
anyway,
great.
Mandy, thanks so much for coming on
Oh,
the show.
thank you for having me.
Did you
I
have
appreciate
fun?
it. Oh, I had a great time. Yeah. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Well, on that note, everybody, we'd like to thank everybody for joining in tonight. Keep in mind, you can check us out later on Facebook. You can go to YouTube and find this episode. Tomorrow, there'll be links on iTunes and Spotify. So if you're driving in your car and have nothing better to listen to than to all of us goofing around and we can learn about Mandy, check it out. It's a lot of fun. And if you'd like to be on the show, just drop me a line, and we'd love to have anybody on the show that has something to say. Thanks again for stopping in, everybody, and have a great week.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.